guys, I'm back again for part 2 of my lockdown tips. I want to say thank you to absolutely everybody that commented. Had some fantastic feedback from the last one with the free running rig. I've had a few messages talking to me about helicopter rigs, so today I'm going to run you through my helicopter rig, which will hopefully help you stop getting tangles. Now, the helicopter rig originated from carp anglers using great big heavy lines and chucking 100, 150 yards with little tiny short hook lengths. But as it's got into the match fishing side of things, when we realised we can chuck a long way with this rig without tangles. However, you've got to remember that carp anglers were using great big thick lines and small hook lengths. Suddenly add into like 010, 012 hook lengths, some people have messaged me saying they're getting tangles with these rigs. So I'm going to give you a little tip today, hopefully might help you out in that position. So these are the products I'm going to be using today. The Quorum Mega Grip Stops, 07 pole float silicone, quick change swivels, diamond eye swivels and 026 reflow power. So first step is to do a normal helicopter rig. So I'm going to slide one of them fixed rubbers up there. So I've got one on the line. And then I'm going to put my diamond eye swivel on the line, and then I'm going to attach another rubber stop on there. So to start with, so I've got a swivel and 2 rubber stops. Now the next step is to put the snap link swivel on the end. Now some people quite just tie a knot on the end of there, I don't. I like to put a twizzled boom at the bottom. So I'm just going to slide them out the way, the original with a swivel. I'm going to create a twizzled boom. Like before in the previous video, just between your fingers and twist them in opposite directions till it starts to grip. Just pull it tighter, just keep twisting it. Now it doesn't need to be a great big twizzled boom like on the original video of 6 inches, it only needs to be small. So I would say probably 2.5 to 3 inches. So I'm just going to just double knot through there, nothing special, just a double knot through there and just tease that down there. And that is how I set up my helicopter rig. So I'm just going to cut that off there. Now don't cut it too tight because that knot takes a lot of pressure. So then I'm just going to slide them down. Never push them tight together, just leave them so they've got a little bit of freedom. And there we go. And that would be my normal helicopter rig. So I've just attached a feeder just so you can see the rig and the way it works. Obviously the feeder is at the bottom and that swivel is free to go round and round and round and round, and which means your hook length will spin as you cast, hence hopefully not tangling up. So I'm just going to show you what I do now to try and prevent tangles a little bit more. Now the next step is to get a length of 026 power line. Now you can either do it a loop to loop here, or you can thread it through like I'm going to do with a tucked half blood, which was be to create a loop, wrap it round 1, 2, 3, 4 times, then go back through the original loop. Don't know if you can see that, through there. Just pull that tight onto the swivel. So there we have your rig with the knot from 026 reflow on. Snip that off, the tag, not too tight because that's going to have your hook length on. So there I have the helicopter rig with the length of 026 reflow coming off. Now the next stage is to get your 026 and just lay it up against your rig, because you want this end to be lower than your feeder. Okay, bearing in mind I've got to put a quick change swivel on there yet. So as I hold that up, that needs to be below the end of my feeder, the 026. So I'm just going to cut that off now. there we go. So let's run through that again. I've got the helicopter rig, a length of 0.26, which is there, probably 3 inches below the bottom of my feeder. Now, before I put the quick change swivel on, I'm just going to get some 0.7 polysilicon, about probably an inch, inch and a half, maybe a little bit longer, and slide that up the 0.26 and onto the swivel. Right up, that's it, right onto there. So what that's done now is created a kick out from the feeder. So the next stage is to connect the quick change swivel. So I'm going to use a tucked half blood knot on that again. So through the eye, create a loop. Oh, that's fallen off. That's not very good, is it? So put that on. There we go. Create a loop. Just go round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back through the loop. And just wet it slightly and just pull that tight. Get nice and tight, there we go. Now don't snip it off too close, otherwise it will slip while you're fishing. There we go. So there we have my helicopter rig with an 0.26 boom coming off it to try and prevent tangles. So now you connect your hook length below there, and your hook length is nowhere near your feeder. And that little bit of silicone there is keeping that away from your feeder. So there we go guys, that is my simple helicopter rig with no 26 boom coming off. Try and keep that away from your feeder. So that's my helicopter rig to help me prevent tangles when I'm using light lines, chucking a long way, 0.12, 0.10 hook lengths. But the most important thing, and I will add, is to try and hit your clip every time when you're chucking at distance, because when you hit the clip, it catapults your hook bait past it and keeps your rig in a straight line. So that is the most important thing. We can do everything we can, and this will keep your hook length out from your feeder to prevent tangles like that. But the biggest thing is to make sure you hit your clip when you're chucking a long way. See you on the bank sometime, guys. Stay safe.